Hello everybody. Today we will start our new topic, time varying electromagnetic field, and today's lecture we will discuss about the displacement current. Before discussing the displacement current, let's have a brief idea about the Ampere's law. It says that the line integral of magnetic field intensity around a closed path is equal to the net current enclosed by that path, or simply closed integration S dot dl is equal to integration j dot ds is equal to I enclosed, and from the diagram it is clear that this line integral, the closed integration of this line must be equal to the total net current enclosed by that path. But what happens if in place of straight conductor, if we put some capacitor, then according to basic theory of Ampere's law, this law should not be changed with the choice of the surface, or you can say this law holds true for any type of surface we choose. But from the first figure we can see that the closed line integration, or simply B dot dl, is equal to mu naught I from the Ampere's law, and this holds some current I. But for the same closed path, if we take the second diagram, this diagram, then this surface does not contain any current. It means closed integration B dot dl is equal to 0. But we know for the same path, the closed integration of B dot dl must be 0. It means for time varying field, because in the capacitor we know that the current is time varying, so there is some discrepancy in the case of time varying field. From this figure we can say, if the Ampere's law holds true for every case, then there must be some magnetic field induced by the time varying electric field. So we will prove the Ampere's law for time varying field. Point form of Ampere's law for static field. We know the point form of J. This is for the static field. Now take the divergence of this equation, then we will get divergence of curl of H is equal to divergence of J. But from the vector identity we know that divergence of curl of any vector is 0. It means this quantity must be 0. But at the same time, divergence of J is equal to minus del rho v over del t, which is not equal to 0, where rho v is volume charge density. It means we have to make some modification in the case of time varying field. We have added some term J plus JD. Then now again take the divergence of this equation number 2, then we will get divergence of curl of H is equal to divergence of J plus divergence of JD. Now we know that the divergence of curl of any vector is 0. It means divergence of J is equal to divergence of JD is equal to minus divergence of J. But divergence of J is equal to minus del rho v by del t. It means it will be equal to minus del rho v over del t, and it is equal to del rho v over del t. But from the Maxwell's equation for static field, we know that divergence of d is equal to rho v. So divergence of jd will be equal to del over del t divergence of d. Both del operator and the time operator are independent to each other, so we can write this as divergence of del d over del t, divergence of jd, or simply we can write it as jd is equal to del d over del t. So the Ampere's law for the time varying field becomes curl of H is equal to J plus del D over del T, and in the integral form it will become H dot dl is equal to I plus id, where I is conduction current and id is displacement current. And id can be written as jd ds. The amplitude of id is very low or negligible as compared to the conduction current at low frequency, but at the high frequency the value of displacement current is greater than the conduction current. So we can say that at low frequency conduction current dominates the displacement current, while at the high frequency displacement current dominates the conduction current. Displacement current dominates the conduction current. Okay, let me summarize. In this lecture we have studied the modified Ampere's law and the displacement current. Thank you.